Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, today I want to talk about who I want to see on the DCU's Justice League. Because I think that, honestly, we haven't really been getting a lot of Justice League stuff. We, of course, have the animated series, we have, like, the original Justice League series, we have Justice League Unlimited, we have all these different versions of the Justice League, and then we have the movies. We have Justice League 2017, the Whedon cut, and then we have the Snyder cut of Justice League, which I think is absolutely amazing. And honestly, nowadays, because of those movies, the people that we now think of when we think of the Justice League is honestly Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg. There is some more that I want to put on there. Just to kind of differentiate the DCEU Justice League and the DCU's Justice League just a little bit. Now, I do have some people fan cast for this, but if there are some people that have already been cast in a certain role, don't worry, I'm not going to fan cast that character. I'm going to keep the actor who has been officially cast as that character in the Justice League. And there's 3 of them on here. But the rest of them are like, they've been announced that, some of them have been announced that they're going to do these characters, but they haven't cast them. So those are the ones that I've put on the fan cast bit, right? So just to kind of lay the groundwork there for you. But now, so of course, we really need the Trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. And I think that, honestly, this was a little hard scratching my head because, if you guys have seen my old fan casting video for Batman reboot, I wanted Robbie Amell to be Batman, but he is too young. I was like, okay, what's a really cool actor that is older? Because we already know that James Gunn wants this DCU's Justice League Batman to be older, much like Ben Affleck's Batman. And I'm going to go with the guy that has put his name out there the most, and that is, of course, Alan Richardson. I'm going to put him in the role for my Batman. And I honestly think that's one of the things where I look at it, I'm like, yeah, he can be an intimidating Batman. Because he would be the second coming to Ben Affleck. I swear to God. And it's one of those things where it's like you watch it and you see whether if you watch... I mean, Smallville, he was in a different part of his life. This is when he was just starting out and he played Aquaman. But the thing is that with Batman, I can really see the Batman character come out of his performance, Ninja Turtles, with his portrayal of Raphael. Because his portrayal of Raphael is very Batman-y. There's even a joke where he does the whole "Give me the camera," and then Michelangelo goes like, "Oh look, he's doing his Batman voice." And I think that alone, like when I hear Raphael, like if I hear Alan Richardson talking as Batman, it would make me think Raphael. But that just tells you that Alan Richardson was just doing a really good Batman voice to be Raphael, because Raphael has a gritty voice. Not necessarily in like the original cartoon and stuff like that, but the 2003 show he had it, right? The 1990 movie, he kind of had that attitude. He kind of had that in the 2012 series. So, like, ever since then, ever since the original series, they've made Raphael kind of more the hard ass because they didn't want him to get confused with Michelangelo, who's the jokester, right? So, I think it's just kind of one of those things, and you look at that and you're like, yeah, you know what? That would be a pretty good casting for Batman, honestly. So, I'm going to keep Alan Richardson as Batman. Now, of course, he's already been announced, David Corenswet is Superman. I'm really excited for the movie next year. Obviously, I got the shirt when I went to America. And I think that he's going to do a really, really good job as Superman. I think that Superman is clearly going to, next year's Superman movie is going to make the DC universe such a good idea. Because I really like the DCEU. It's just, my problem with it is the bloody fans of it. Because the fans are like, oh my god, the Snyderverse is absolute garbage. When it's not. So, because believe me, there's a lot more other cinematic universes that have done absolutely terrible. And I'm not lying to you. So yeah, obviously David Cornsway as Superman. My number one choice for Wonder Woman, obviously, because I'm curious to see what they do with Wonder Woman in the DCU, right? Because we haven't got an announcement for Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is out. We got the announcement that we're getting the Paradise Lost about the island of Themyscira, right? So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, we look at that and we're like, okay, how exactly is this going to mesh? Because the whole thing of like Wonder Woman is that we need actors for Wonder Woman, because even though that Batman and Superman are technically the biggest superheroes ever, not just in DC, but Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles, whatever in general, right? Wonder Woman is what makes face of DC along with Batman and Superman, because Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are the trinity of DC. They're very similar to like the early 2000s where it was Hulk, Wolverine, and Spider-Man, or nowadays, it's Iron Man, Cap, and Thor. Right? So it's kind of one of those things where it's like you need that trinity to have the DC on that pedestal, right? So, honestly, my pick for Wonder Woman is Alexandra Daddario. I think that she did really, really good in Baywatch. I think that as soon as I look at her, I can see her as Wonder Woman. I think that she is also my pick for, if you guys have seen my X-Men fan casting, I picked her as Rogue, because I thought that she would be a really, really good Rogue. But also, I also think that I did put her in my Batman fan cast for something. It might have been Poison Ivy? Maybe? Poison Ivy? Yeah, it might have been Poison Ivy. Or maybe Emma Stone was Poison Ivy. Yeah, I can't remember. But I think that she needs her name out there. And I think that Wonder Woman is the perfect role for her to... Both Wonder Woman and Rogue will make her succeed in her future, right? And I think it's kind of one of those things. Now, the next one that we need to worry about is The Flash. The Flash is one of those characters where it's like, you look at it and you're like, because we've had the kind of Silver Age version of The Flash in Grant Gustin on the TV show, and we've had more like, let's take the Wally West portrayal and make it into Barry Allen with the Ezra Miller take. And I like the Ezra Miller take. I think that he's very funny in the Snyder Cut. I think that he is really charming in the Flash movie. I think that, and I'm not talking about him as a person, I'm talking about him portraying the character, right? So, I think that him portraying the character was really, really good. But I don't think, honestly, that... the thing that they need to get right with the DCU Flash is the CGI needs to be correct, which don't worry, I think that James Gunn will be handling that brilliantly. But also, you need to get the right person. And to be honest, I couldn't really think of a right person to cast. But the problem is that the person I have cast, I am going to say who I have cast, but he is too busy playing another character in another popular superhero. And I think that he's going to be attached to that for a very, very long time. And that is, of course, Tom Holland. I would want to see Tom Holland as the Flash. The Flash kind of gives me very similar vibes, like age vibes to Peter Parker. And I would love to see Tom Holland as the Flash in this world, because I think that Tom Holland is one of those people that, like, you can cast him in anything. I think that he's actually, something else in my. It's funny because Tom Holland is actually something in my Bat family, right? But we'll get to that later. But because I honestly think, because if I don't get him as the Flash, I want him to be something in my Bat family. So I have him cast twice. Don't worry. It's not that I'm going delusional. It's just I actually thought, as soon as I saw the name and as soon as I looked at what the characters look like, I immediately put Tom Holland because I thought that Tom Holland would be great in that role. Now, Cyborg. Now, we haven't really gotten a lot of versions of Cyborg. We've got the Teen Titans / Teen Titans Go version. I honestly want to keep Ray Fisher because he's got such dirty when it got around to the actual, like, what do you call it? When it got to the Snyderverse, like, he got treated horribly. Both him and Gal Gadot really got really bad rap with Joss Whedon. So I would love to see him carry over. If there was one person I would want to see carry over, as much as I would want Henry Cavill to be carry over, but that's already been confirmed that he's not going to come back. Same with Ben Affleck, same with Gal Gadot, same with Ezra Miller. Apparently Jason Momoa's going to be Lobo. But I would love to see Ray Fisher as Cyborg because I think that would work so well. Now, as Aquaman, this is one of those tricky things because we don't know if Jason Momoa is going to still be Aquaman or he's going to be Lobo. He's probably going to be Lobo. Well, which the weird thing is, right, is that, like, I look at these cast members and I go, like, you know what, I can see this person as this character, and he, much like Tom Holland, he's tied into Marvel at the moment, but I can't unsee it. And that is, of course, Chris Hemsworth as Aquaman. I think that he can be a similar thing to Jason Momoa as Aquaman, where it's like he has the comedy chops, whether if it's bad comedy or not bad comedy. It's very much like, whether if it's Thor: Love and Thunder, Thor: Ragnarok, Ghostbusters 2016, he has the comedy chops to get very quick comedy out. And I think that would be so good for the DCU, and I think that would be fantastic. So Chris Hemsworth is my choice for Aquaman. Now, Supergirl. Of course, Amelia Alcock has been cast as Supergirl. I would love to see what she does as Supergirl, because when I think of Supergirl, I think of Melissa Benoist, and honestly, Sasha Calle has really grown on me since the first time I saw the Flash movie. She was really, really good in the Flash. So, the fact that Amelia Alcock, I think she'll be a really good Supergirl. I don't know Amelia Alcock from anything, but I'll be curious to see what she can do as Supergirl. Now, Martian Manhunter. We did get a tease of him in the Snyder Cut, which I think was great. And then, of course, we got the whole scene of him talking to Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck, at the end of the Snyder Cut, going like, "Look, I want to join the team because a apocalypse is coming." Not Apocalypse from X-Men, but you know, a bigger threat is coming. And it's one of those things where it's like you look at that and you're like, oh man, this is clearly going to set up the future, and it doesn't go anywhere. And even, like, the worst thing about is that, maybe this needs to be a whole other separate video, but one of the post-credit scenes for The Flash was legit going to be Ben Affleck in the body, in the Nightmare world to help set up the Crisis on Infinite Earths event. I would have loved to have seen that, because then you would have gone every live-action character in a DC thing ever. Whether if it's Jonah Hex or whatever, you could have gone everyone possible. And they didn't do it because everyone bloody whinged that the DCU wasn't good, so we got basically no good ending at all. So anyway, but yeah, obviously Martian Manhunter, I want David Harwood, who was Martian Manhunter on the Supergirl series, because I love that Supergirl series, and I think that he played such a good Martian Manhunter. I think it was so good, and I love seeing that version of Martian Manhunter, because like, when he revealed to Alex that he was Martian Manhunter, that shocked me. I was like, what? He's Martian Manhunter? I did not see that coming at all. So I would love to see him, even if he's not playing that exact version, but I would love to see him as Martian Manhunter in the DCU. Now Hawkgirl, obviously, Isabel Marced from Adam Webb. She's already been cast for the DCU. I am excited to see what she can do. Because honestly, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I look at that and I'm like, I'm curious to see what she's going to do, because like, I loved Hawkman in the DCU, but honestly, I think it's one of those things where it's like, I would love to see what happens, and I want to see what they can do with the Justice League going forward, because whether if it's, like, obviously they're going to have the Trinity, but like, whether if they don't have the rest of my cast, not cast, but the characters, I'm curious to see what they actually do with the Justice League, because I'd love to see what they can do with the Justice League in the DCU, and I would love to see the possibilities, right? Because if you guys have already watched my top 10 teams I want to see in the DCU, Justice League was number 1, because I think that's what, when you think of DC, you think of the Justice League. Even though that lots of people, when they think of DC, they just think of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, which is true. I mean, I think of Superman, Batman, and even Wonder Woman when I think of DC, but the Justice League is a reason for that, because the Justice League is a mainstay for the DC universe, and I would love to see them in James Gunn's DCU. So guys, please hit the like button down below if you aren't already, subscribe, also hit the little bell icon to get notified. Future videos, mate. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.